I want to welcome everybody to our annual Co-Curricular Awards Assembly. I'd like to call upon Ms. Warzeka to please come forward to start our assembly with an opening prayer.
God knows you by name. I have written your name on my hand, says in the Bible. Quite a thought, isn't it? Your name on God's hand, your name on God's lips. Maybe you've seen your name in some special places, or on an award or diploma, but to think that your name is on God's hand and on God's lips, my, could it be? Or perhaps you have never seen your name honored, and you can't remember when you heard it spoken with kindness. If so, it might be more difficult for you to believe that God knows your name. He does. Written on his hand, spoken on his mouth, risped in his lips, and your name. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Dear God, may we serve your people and do good works, not to be recognized and acclaimed as good, but merely to create a better world, simply to build your kingdom on earth. In everything we do, we want to serve others as you served, to love as you loved, to bring peace and healing as you did. Amen. Saint Joseph, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. God bless you.
It is with great pleasure that I'm able to stand before you to recognize the accomplishments of some of the student athletes in our annual Co-Curricular Awards. This year's assembly will take on a similar format to last year, with senior classes brought together to celebrate, and junior classes will see via live stream. Thank you to Mr. Haight and his class for organizing that. We want to inspire those junior athletes for greatness in the future. I want to say thank you to all the students who participated this year in athletics and on the various clubs that ran during the school year. What a great year. I looked up on the Zodiac calendar about the year of the Ram. It says it's not until 2027. I would argue that this year was the year of the St. Joseph's Rams. We had teams win OFSA and go to OFSA in every season, fall, winter, and spring. WASA attendees, junior, 5 badminton athletes qualified. Girls basketball were finalists at WASA. Girls volleyball were finalists. Girls cross country were champions, juniors. Boys basketball champions. In the senior ranks, 2 badminton athletes qualified. We had 2 para athletes compete in cross country. Boys volleyball finalists, and again, boys basketball champions. Varsity athletes qualifiers, 14 swimmers, 5 track and field, 6 wrestlers, girls hockey, boys soccer. And without further ado, some of the WASA medalists include girls soccer, they were WASA finalists. Golf, we had Jade Tempchin and Jack Zylstra were champions, and the boys hockey team were champions. Moving on to OFSA for those teams. Qualifiers, 2 golfers, 3 swimmers, 3 wrestlers, 5 track and field athletes, 12 cross-country athletes. Junior girls finished 4th in the province. What an accomplishment. Senior boys volleyball qualified, senior boys basketball qualified, girls varsity soccer. I talked to Mr. Mommersteig, the previous athletic director. He said, never before have we seen a year like this. Special note, Mohamed won gold in the para-ambulatory division. Libby McCurdy won silver in the junior pole vault. Ethan Atkinson won silver in the junior pole vault. Matthew Pinckney won silver in the senior pole vault. And for the first time in Tri-County history, the boys hockey won gold at OFSA. Did I also mention that we started a boys rugby team? Wow, what a year. best ever at St. Joe's. These accomplishments are made with all of you and all of the work that you put into this year. You should be very proud of what you've accomplished this year. As always, we bring forward the participation statistics. This year was a bit of a shocker as our school size has grown to over 950 students. And without further ado, these are our participation numbers for this year. Grade 9 males, 65% of the population participated in sports or clubs around the school. Females, 43%. Grade 10, 56% participated, and females, another 56%. Grade 11, males, 60% of you participated in sports and athletics this year, and clubs. Females, 38%. Grade 12, 46% for the males and 44% for the females. That's an incredible accomplishment at a school of over 950 students. Congratulations to the grade 10s for the highest participation rate for this year. The last 2 years I've done this, the ladies' participation rate was higher than the boys. Boys, congratulations on catching and passing the girls this year. As a school, we had approximately 50% of our males and 45% of our female student body participate in school activities. This is up from last year, and my hope, and with my leadership class, we discussed this, we're striving to accomplish 60% participation rate. So get out and get involved. I want to give special thanks to our coaches. You are blessed at St. Joe's to have so many coaches that give up their time to allow you to participate on all the clubs and teams. One of the group in my leadership class presented Coaches, thank you for everything that you do. I'd like to also thank our volunteers who have given so much of their time to help out our schools with teams and clubs this year. We are fortunate to have people from the community and some of our graduates who wish to come back and help out with our school community. We thank them for their time, their dedication, their leadership, and their guidance. Volunteers for this year as follows: senior football, Mr. McLennan, Mr. McCormick, Mr. Giesler. Junior football, Mr. Giesler. Senior boys basketball, Mr. Rick. Wrestling, Mr. Proctor, Mr. DeCristoforo, Miss Miller. Track and field, Mr. Barker. Archery, Moyer Squared. Girls rugby, Mr. Vanette and Miss Nikowski. Boys rugby, Mr. Plant. It's always a fear of mine to forget one of those volunteers, and I thank all of them for all that they do. Before we get to our Level 1 and Level 2 participation awards, I want to acknowledge the top point getters in each year. They have the highest points accumulated in their grade for the year. Each sport that you participate in is graded with regards to points that you can accumulate over your time at St. Joe's. Major sports being 15 points, and then great accomplishments like traveling to WASA and OFSA garner more points. Also, points are gathered for clubs and drama productions and music ensembles and all those wonderful things that the school offers. And we want to reward those people that get involved. Our highest grade 9 winners this year: Ava Agia, 55 points. DeMarco Maitland, 55 points. Christian Cano, 50. Ali Demore, 50. Melissa Gillies, 50. Ben Santiago, 50. Avery McLaughlin, 45. Samantha Rivero Zapata, 45. And Luke Van Velzer, 45 points. Grade 10, Thomas Vu, 105 points. Abigail Ferris, 65. Aurora Martinez, 65. Lucas Wall, 65. Brooklyn Rosecamp, 60. Becca Mabrantis, 55. Iksan Akram, 55. Emily Blackhall, 55 points. Damari Maitland, 55 points. Sean O'Corey, 55 points. And Andrew Avaku, 50 points. Mark Anthony Pellington, 50. Hannah Slapp, 50. Max Andrews, Elizabeth Ayers, Claire Kaslik, Michael Carroll, Sadie Dowswell, Colby Johnson, and Flourish Namor, 45 points. Grade 11s, Callum Besley, 70 points. Shaylin Hernandez, 60. Nicholas Glanville, 55. Marian Louise Medina, 55. Jade Tempchin, 55. Mason Burns, 50. Owen Lawrence, 50. Tyler Van Gorp, 50. Ty Emery, Mara Kemmerling, Fowler Little, Ethan Silcox, Sam Taylor, Rowan Wilson, and Lucas Woodrow, 45 points. Sarah Van Velzer in grade 12, 95 points. Diego Albangazga, 70 points. Kian Silva, 70 points. Charlie Shore, 60. Lucas Verbruggen, 55. Caitlin Fox, 50. Matthew Manfrini, 50. Donovan Appleford, 45. Reese Coleman, 45. Danny Kidder, 45. Kurt Oberis, 45. And Dawson Watson, 45. As you can tell, those athletes and club members come from a wide variety of strains around the school. Get involved in the school. It's a wonderful opportunity. I'm proud to present the Level 1 Minor Participation Awards. These students will come see me after the awards assembly to receive their acknowledgement. The following students 125 points with some COVID variations that are happening on clubs and teams over the school for their high school career. The following students should be recognized for achieving huge amount of points over their short time frame. Grade 10 students. Thomas Vu has accumulated 185 points. Lucas Wall, 130 points. And Abigail Ferris, 125 points. Grade 11 students. Marian Louise Medina, 125 points. Mara Kemmerling, 120 points. Cody Johnson, 115. Shalem Hernandez, 110. Promise Atkinson, 105. Jade Temchin, 105. And Lucas Woodrow, 100 points. Congratulations. And in grade 12, Caitlin Fox, 130 points. Kian Silva, 125 points. Ryder Dennison, 110 points. And Noah Polnow, 100 points. Our Level 2 Major Participation Award is a tougher number to achieve. Students who have accumulated 200 points for their participation on clubs and teams at our school over their high school career. Again, at the end of the awards ceremony, can the following students please come see me for their awards certificates? Major Participation Awards. Diego Alvin Gasca. Hold up, Diego. Hold up, you're gonna come later and get that. Good job. I haven't even shown how many points you got yet. Have a seat, Diego, he's good. And Sarah Van Veltzer. I held these numbers back because I wanted to give them their due recognition. Sarah Van Veltzer has accumulated 165 points over a shortened time frame, which is a huge accomplishment because of the COVID restrictions that took place during her time here. So she is a major participation award winner. And in Diego's time at this school, he's accumulated 255 points over his time here. Stand up, Diego. Now we're going to move on to our major awards. I'd like to call upon Ms. Berry to come forward for our first presentation of the Joshua Award.
The Joshua Award is named for Joshua Botno, who was the sixth child of our beloved Vice Principal, Paul Botno. Joshua spent a lot of time at St. Joe's when Paul was working here and when his 5 older siblings were students. Paul would tell us that Joshua dreamed of being a ram one day, just like his big sisters and brother. Joshua did not get the chance to come to high school because he died suddenly at a young age after a meningitis infection took his life. Paul and Janet created this award in memory of Joshua and to honor grade 9 students who embody the character of Joshua, which was described as being a really neat kid. The other criteria of the award is that the grade 9 students who are chosen must be involved in school life outside of the classroom. What strikes me about this year's winners is their humility and their sincere approach to their peers and celebrating them as well as their own accomplishments. I've witnessed each of the winners this year celebrate accomplishments of teammates and classmates. I have seen them strive to be the best they can be while at the same time cheering on others. There is enthusiasm in everything they do, a love for learning. They capitalize on opportunities. They manage the vulnerability that comes with trying new things. And that vulnerability generally stops other people from doing it for fear of failing. This is not the case with this year's winners. And despite their talents, their drive, and their accomplishments, they seem to find celebration in others, which is what it really means to be a RAM. Our first winner is Ava Agia. I'll ask that once I've presented all 4 winners that they come up. Ava played basketball, she was in the school play, she swam, she did track and field. And I believe that with swimming, it was the first try at that. The lovely thing about our school is that with cross country, swimming, track, wrestling, rugby, so many, it's something maybe you've never done before. She has a history with St. Joe's going back before she was born, as her dad is a graduate and went to school with some of Joshua's siblings. And when Mr. Botno was the vice principal here, I had the pleasure of teaching and coaching Ava, where I witnessed her fierce determination to bench well over her body weight and to participate in swimming and track and field as new endeavors. Ava is gritty, she's humble, she's hard on herself, and she is a joy. Our next winner is Avery McLaughlin. Avery did chess club, the school play, concert band, robotics, and she won 2nd place in the Ram Writer Short Story Challenge. She's interested in everything. She's poised beyond her years. She's enthusiastic. She codes, she builds, she strategizes, she competes with ease alongside senior students that make people forget that she's only in grade 9. She handles being a go-to person as a spokesperson for robotics, and she is professional despite only being in grade 9. Congratulations, Avery. Ben Santiago is one of the male winners. Ben was the only grade 9 boy in the entire school to come out for the cross-country team. He would stand on the start line, unlike his teammates who had a team beside them, and he would run. And he narrowly missed qualifying for WASA, and I know he's gunning to do it next year. He swam and he did robotics. As a grade 9 student, he competed in Oxford Robotics Challenge and achieved our school's first gold medal standing at that event. We are so proud of you, Ben. We are grateful you're a RAM. Thank you for your involvement. And our 4th winner is Jared Schuin. Jared played football, baseball, and junior hockey. I have raised a few boys of my own, and I have taught long enough to know that the talent that Jared possesses is not usually paired with humility, maturity, and a sense of community like it is with Jared. He is smart, and it would be understandable if he sought attention by his talents, but he doesn't. Jared is always willing to help, and one teacher said, the answer is always yes with Jared. Congratulations, Jared, and like the other 3 award winners, we are so proud you chose to be a RAM. Would Ava, Avery, Ben, and Jared please come to the stage?
Congratulations, everyone. I'll have you go down this way. Congratulations. Well deserved. Thank you. We'd like to move on to our Junior Athlete of the Year, and I have two presenters. I'd like to call upon Mr. Lamon to come forward to present the male winner, and then Ms. Berry to present the female winner.
Good morning, Rams. It is my pleasure to be here today to present the Male Junior Athlete of the Year. This award is given to the grade 9 or 10 student that has participated in a number of sports here at St. Joe's, exhibited outstanding skill in those sports, always represented our school well with true sportsmanship, and showed tremendous leadership in bringing the team together. If you look up at our list of nominees on the screen, you'll see many very deserving athletes who display all of these qualities. I've had the pleasure of coaching and watching most of these athletes in various sports throughout the year, and I can assure you that they have all represented our school in the most outstanding manner. The future of athletics is bright here at St. Joe's. This year's award winner was a dominant force on both the football field and basketball court. He became an instant starter at middle linebacker despite never having played football before. It's one of the most physically demanding positions with the highest velocity collisions and some of the largest size discrepancies in the game. Not only was he a feared defender that other teams had to game plan for, but he also played the most physically and mentally demanding position on offense as a running back. This required him to learn an entire playbook in a short amount of time. Not bad for a kid who couldn't remember his practice shorts on most occasions. He scored significant touchdowns for our team, and several coaches were left asking if he was one of the junior Mustangs, only to be completely shocked when hearing he had never played football before. Our junior male athlete of the year was far and away the best player in the TV Raw Southeast Division for basketball, leading us to an undefeated regular season. We finished with an overall record of 26-5, en route to winning a WASA championship, in large part due to the leadership and determination of this athlete. He was the unstoppable force on offense and the immovable object on defense. One of the craziest plays I've seen in all my years of coaching was his three-quarter court buzzer against RMC in the WASA finals. I don't think anyone in attendance that night will ever forget that special moment. Now that you probably all know who I'm talking about, I can call KJ by name. KJ is extremely coachable, always gives 100% effort in games and in practice. And perhaps most importantly, and what sets him apart from others, is just how awesome of a teammate he is. Other staff members have commented to me on numerous occasions how positive and encouraging KJ is of the other players on the floor. No matter where you are in the gym, you'll hear him celebrate his teammates' baskets louder than his own with a very recognizable, "Let's go!" KJ, I have two quick things to say before I call you up here. It's been an absolute pleasure to coach you over the past 2 years, and I look forward to watching you represent our school at the senior level. And number two, if you insist on forgetting your basketball shorts for practice, you need sweatpants in a color other than gray. All right, congratulations to an excellent athlete and an even better young man. Our male junior athlete of the year is Kinjesi Ude.
have a look at the nominees, and congratulations to all the names that are up there. Your coaches deemed you very worthy of a nomination, and that's something special. So congratulations to all the nominees. It was not long after I met the winner of this year's Female Junior Athlete of the Year that I knew she was something special, something exceptional. There's a quiet confidence and a humility that permits her to continue getting better personally, but also to see her teammates and to celebrate them and encourage them to do better. She's the epitome of reliable. She's an athlete that her coaches can count on to show up to practice, to work the hardest, and like I said before, to urge her teammates to be the best they can be. She's a natural born leader. She can command the best out of her teammates without the need to be stern, because she finds time to understand them. She's usually the hardest working person on the court, the soccer pitch, and the cross-country course. She's not only a great example, but also in those venues, but also in the school. She's academic. She's not afraid of feedback because she's always trying to get better and apply it. Her work ethic is unmatched, and she always clearly communicates with her coaches. In her short time at the school of 2 years, she's already competed at 3 OFSAs. And she led her cross-country team to a 4th place finish in the entire province, which is not easy to do. Congratulations to this year's Female Junior Athlete of the Year, Abby Ferris.
There's a reason why we don't just put the winners up there, because we want to recognize all the nominees that go into all these awards too, because all of you are very deserving. I'd like to call upon Mr. Bannerman to present the Paul Botno Award. And Mr. K.
I'd like to take a few minutes to talk about this award, and then Mr. Bannerman will take over. So this scholarship is presented to one graduating student who exemplifies the most outstanding qualities of the person for whom this award is named, Paul Botno. So we love Paul very much, and he loved this school and community very much. He would always remind us that this school is the greatest school in the world. It's just in my head. I'll never forget him saying that. The recipient of this award must embody the virtues of Paul Botno: humility, perseverance, good humor, and empathy. The student has a holistic approach to extracurricular activities and has been involved in numerous clubs in the realm of the arts and athletics, and just to name a few.
For this student, we had a number of students. We've been blessed at St. Joe's of having a number of students that graduate from our building and can make this selection process extremely difficult. For this student, it started all the way in grade 9, and in particular, I've been able to work with a student since grade 9, since she first came to St. Joe's. And she was very quiet and she was very shy, it seemed. But the special thing about her was that the great achievements that she had, she was never boastful about them. In grade 9, she was awarded a national award for her volunteerism and her fundraising abilities, something that not many people can say that they've ever achieved, especially at the age of 14. She immediately got involved inside our school community and has constantly been involved year after year in our fundraising efforts and constantly leading the charge whenever it comes to any of our needs that we have within our building and outside in our communities. She's actively involved in sports. She plays on the golf team, and she has a very, very competitive spirit that's in her. Golf is a stupid sport. I coach it. It requires a heck of a lot of perseverance and a lot of patience that goes along with it. She never gives up. She's on it every year. She competes at a high level every year. She's involved in many of the arts. She's been a part of the visual arts. She's been a part of the drama program. She's been in many plays. She always works behind the scenes. She stays later. She helps build sets. She helps put together programs. She helps fill in the gaps. She's in many different clubs and activities throughout the building. She's constantly involved in volunteering with our students that are the most disadvantaged. She's constantly helping and volunteering in many different events and running different events. She's always looking for ways of being able to give. And for Paul Bottineau, who historically has been known as one of the biggest givers to our community, it's my pleasure to award the Paul Bottineau Award to Andy McGugan.
I'd like to call upon Mr. Schweitzer and Mr. Rayner to present the Senior Sport Award. Mr. Rayner will present the male award, followed by Mr. Schweitzer with the female.
St. Joseph's Catholic High School is an educational institution that's been in existence since 1925. Since that time, its graduates have gone on to be leaders in innovation, politics, economics, business, history, athletics, mathematics, science, just to name a few. This school is the perfect embodiment of our Ontario Catholic graduate expectations because many of the students who pass through these halls are discerning believers. They're effective communicators. They're creative, self-directed, collaborative, caring, and responsible citizens. This year, I have been asked to present the Senior Male Athlete St. Joseph's Sport Award to someone who perfectly reflects all the qualities that I just mentioned. I've had the pleasure of coaching this young man on the senior basketball team the last 2 years, and my only regret would be that I didn't get to coach him all 4 years that he was here at high school. The St. Joseph Sport Award is earned by an athlete who not only demonstrates great skill in their sporting activities, but also great sportsmanship. This year's recipient easily embodies those qualities 100-fold. And I would also say that he makes great decisions both on and off the court. He has a very high basketball IQ. He is extremely dedicated to the sport, which is reflected by his effort, not only during games, but in practice. Just watching him from a fan's perspective, you would easily see that he makes great plays. He's fun to watch, and he just makes the sport itself better. This year's award winner won WASA when he was coached by Mr. Lehman and Mr. Pavin in junior basketball when he was in grades 9 and 10. In senior, we won silver at WASA last year, and we won gold at WASA this year, which earned our team a spot at OFSA, where we competed this past March in Ottawa. I explained to him that it's not a coincidence that our basketball teams are so successful over the past few years. St. Joe's has been blessed with many great basketball players in its almost century of existence, and I can say without hesitation that he's one of them. Finally, if I could mention one last character trait, this year's recipient may not be the loudest person in the room, and he definitely isn't the tallest, but his heart, you already know who he is. But his heart His mind and his work ethic are second to none. Without further ado, it gives me great pleasure to announce this year's Senior Male Athlete Award, Sport Award winner, Kurt Oberis.
Good morning. This year's Female St. Joe Sport Award winner was an absolute pleasure to have on the basketball team. She may not have been the most skilled player on the court, but she gave it her all each opportunity she got. What was most notable about her was her attitude and her approach to the game. She was fun. She had a smile on her face, and she showed her teammates her love of the game. She never missed a practice and worked tirelessly to get better. When they were in a tight game, she made her presence known, cheering on her teammates and keeping things light. When she had the opportunity to get into a game, she never disappointed, immediately putting into action what she had been taught in practice. Her strong work ethic throughout the season allowed her to make a vast improvement in her skill level and was an inspiration to her teammates. She was an absolute force on the rugby pitch for both of the past 2 seasons. She could be counted on to make crushing tackles all around the field, and when she carried the ball, she would always run over a few defenders before being taken down. Through both seasons, she rarely missed a practice, despite having to travel from co-op back to school at the end of each day. At practice, she always had a smile on her face and helped make everyone around her better. This season as a grade 12, she took a more of a leadership role in the field, leading and organizing our defense and trying to keep the team fired up during some of the difficult defeats we had this year. She gave everything she had in our games, only being taken off the field when she was limping so badly she couldn't keep up with the play. Despite losing most of our games, she always kept a positive attitude. It was never disrespectful towards her teammates, our opponents, or the referees, and helped us play rugby the right way this year. Congratulations, Taylor D'Souza.
The Michelle Stewart Sampson Award is relatively new to our school. Michelle was a former student of St. Joe's who tragically passed away in a car accident much too early. She was described as honest, compassionate, and generous. Generous enough to take on a young teacher at St. Joe's, yours truly, to fill in for her partner at the annual Indoor Golf Classic. It is with great pride that I share with you our names are forever linked on the green jacket that's outside of my office by the TV screen. Michelle holds a very special place in my heart, and through the generosity of her brother and family, we have the Michelle Stewart Sampson Award. This award is given out to 4 athletes, 2 male, 2 female. I'd like to call upon Mr. Santos and Mr. Ritchie to present the male award winners. I'd like to call upon Mrs. Berry and Ms. Collier to present the female award winners.
Good morning, staff, students, parents, and members of the St. Joseph's community. Today I have the honor of presenting the Michelle Stewart Sampson Award. Every time I begin coaching a team, one of the first things that I say to them is that you guys are student athletes, okay? And there's a reason that student comes first. This is an award that truly exemplifies that characteristic, okay? This award showcases that it is for a student pursuing post-secondary education. They exemplify good work ethic, working to their potential academically, as well as in extracurriculars. They demonstrate compassion, honesty, hard work, and most importantly, teamwork. When I look at this list of nominees, there are a ton of qualified candidates, but the individual that truly encapsulates this is Matthew Peakney. This athlete excelled in the classroom, on the track, in the field, and on the court throughout his high school career. Matthew's journey to success is nothing short of a testament to his dedication, hard work, and sheer talent. As an individual heading into post-secondary education, he is someone who is destined for success. This is exhibited by his stellar work in the classroom, achieving a mind-blowing average in the mid-90s. I know he'll correct me on that math, but it's somewhere in there. I have no doubt that he will continue his success over the following 4 years as he continues his academic journey studying engineering. I first coached Matthew last year on the senior boys volleyball team, which is part of the reason it is no shock to me that he has maintained his academic record. He was consistently trying to better himself and push himself and his teammates, whether he was on or off the court, to make everyone and himself better. This led to him being a pivotal member of our team this year and an important part of our path to OFSA. This success is quite a feat for many individuals. However, this is just a small piece of Matthew's athleticism. I reached out to another coach that he has worked with extremely hard over the past few years, and she provided the following insights. It was in Miss Wolf's grade 10 gym class where she saw the potential for him to excel in track and field. Matthew has always been a leader and displayed a strong work ethic day in and day out. It wasn't until his grade 11 year that Miss Wolf's got him to try pole vault, and with no surprise, he was a natural. Pole vault isn't the easiest sport to pick up, but with his athletics and his physics-oriented brain, Matthew was able to jump and be one of the top-ranked athletes in his grade 11 and 12 year. In grade 11, Matthew claimed both the TV Raw and WASA title and finished his season with an OFSA silver medal. In his graduating year, Matthew earned another TV Raw and WASA title, and while he was taking his TV Raw title, he set a new meet record with a jump of 4 meters and 60 centimeters. And then he finished off with another silver medal at OFSA just this past weekend in London. Congratulations, Matthew. Matthew has been a pivotal part of the St. Joseph's community as a student, an athlete, and a leader within the walls of our school and the St. Thomas community as a whole. As he prepares to embark on the next chapter of his journey, Matthew will trade his colors of blue and gold with the Rams for purple and white of the Mustangs, as he will attend Western University in the fall, not only for his studies, but also as a recruited member of the Mustang track and field team. It is with no doubt that he will continue to soar to even greater heights in the years to come. So without further ado, I'd like to congratulate Matthew Peakney as a winner of this year's Michelle Stewart Sampson Award. Thank you.
I'm going to keep this short and sweet. This particular recipient of the Michelle Stewart Sampson Award consistently demonstrated hard work and determination, both inside and outside of the classroom. The criteria states that the recipient of this award must work to their potential both academically and in their chosen sport. This athlete's constant desire to improve upon his skills and academic achievements are one of the many reasons why he has been chosen for this award. His work inside the classroom is exemplified by his admittance into a specialized French program at York University this fall. On top of his work ethic, he demonstrates leadership, but not your typical vocal style of leadership. He's rather the silent type leader that leads by example. He demonstrated this trait not only on the football field, but also as an OFSA athlete for throwing events. Congratulations, David Anderson.
The Michelle Stewart Sampson Awards. This prestigious award recognizes individuals who constantly demonstrate an outstanding work ethic, both in their academic pursuits and extracurricular activities. These exceptional students not only meet their potential, but exceed it, leaving a lasting positive impact on our school community. As we delve into the criteria for this award, one name stands out: a shining example of compassion, integrity, ambition, hard work, and teamwork. I've had the honor of coaching this remarkable athlete and student in not only hockey and golf, and have witnessed all the attributes that define this award. That name is Caitlin Fox. Compassion. Caitlin's efforts with organizations like Harvest Hands and the Buddies Believe program showcase her unwavering commitment to making a positive impact. Whether she's lending a helping hand or offering a listening ear, Caitlin embodies compassion. Honesty. Honesty isn't just a word for Caitlin, it's a way of life. Her day-to-day actions reflect transparency, trustworthiness, and a genuine desire to do what's right. She leads by example, showing us that integrity is a non-negotiable. Ambition. Caitlin faced a difficult choice between different post-secondary schools and programs due to her commitment to academic excellence. After careful deliberation, she has chosen to attend Brock University, majoring in sport management. We have no doubt that she'll thrive in this program, leaving her mark on the sports industry. Maybe she get the Leafs to win a cup. Hard work. Success doesn't come without sweat and sacrifice. Caitlin's academic achievements and unwavering commitment to her sport demonstrate the grit and resilience that define her character. She's been involved in basketball, hockey, rugby, badminton, golf, our school play, Relay for Life, and more. Her active participation within the St. Joe's community while maintaining high academic standards makes her a role model for all aspiring achievers. Teamwork. Perhaps the most crucial quality is teamwork. Caitlin doesn't just play on teams, she leads them. Whether it's on the ice, the basketball court, or behind the scenes, her leadership shines. She unites, motivates, and inspires. She's a true team player. Congratulations, Caitlin Fox. May your journey continue to inspire us all.
There's a point in the program where you've been hearing the accomplishments and the criteria, and it's easy to kind of lose focus. I just urge you to continue to pay attention to these deserving winners. This next one is really near and dear to my heart, and I want her to get the recognition that she deserves. The second winner of the Michelle Stewart Award for females participated in numerous extracurricular activities: cross country, swimming, soccer, track and field, junior basketball, badminton. She's competed at OFSA 3 times, and that's despite not having the opportunity because of the pandemic in her first year. Additionally, she's been part of the concert band this year. She's assisted with international organization that Miss Mazzaro runs called Just Cause. She traveled to Africa this March break with Miss Mazzaro at her own expense to volunteer there, and it was just a day after competing at OFSA swimming. Her commitment, leadership, and athletic ability and quiet hard work make her one of the most valued members of every team she's on. Valued by her coaches, by her teammates, but no one values her more than Diego. Diego and she have been partners in crime at cross country and swimming. She would put her heart and soul into everything she does, but at the same time, keep an eye on those who were vulnerable, making sure that they got their chance to compete. She's a role model for younger athletes and her peers. She was an invaluable asset to her coaches, especially in swimming, helping them with drills, supporting teammates during practices and competitions. On top of this, this is the only award we're giving out today that mentions academics. And this winner is been at the top of her class academically since she started at St. Joe's. She's maintained one of the highest averages in each year of her time. And one of her teachers commented that despite her accomplishment, she always takes feedback and applies it, and in that way makes herself better. Tell her once and she remembers it. We send her off knowing her time to shine is just beginning. How fortunate that we get to say that she was one of us, that she represented us with grit, with integrity, and that she capitalized on opportunities that were presented to her here at the school. On a very personal note, I have to say, I'm gonna miss you, Sarah. When you got out of the pool on that last day that I knew I would be coaching you, I grieved a little bit that would be it, that I wouldn't teach or coach you again. It's not hyperbole for me to say that every year I grieve students that have to leave us, that have enhanced my life and made it richer. This year, it's never been more true when it comes to you. I will grieve your absence in the halls. I have cherished being your teacher. I've cherished being your coach and being a witness to your formation as a beautiful human being, as a Catholic student athlete. Thank you for all you gave this school. Thank you for all you gave your teammates, your teachers, your peers. The measure of your example is invaluable. I will miss you, Sarah, and I look forward to hearing about how life is going for you when I speak to your mother. Congratulations, Sarah Van Velzer.
I want to thank everybody for their patience. As you can tell, all these student athletes hold a very tremendous place in our hearts, and we want to give them the due recognition that they deserve. I'd like to call upon Mr. Riotti and Mr. Pava to present our Senior Athlete of the Year Awards.
What a fantastic group of senior male athletes up here. I think every single one on there competed at WASA this year, with 7 gold and silver medalists represented up there. St. Joe's had the best senior boys soccer, golf, track and field, cross country, volleyball, basketball, and hockey teams in the city this year. Only 3 points away from getting the full sweep with football. As we enter our centennial year, we will be the reigning senior boys basketball WASA champs and the best varsity boys hockey team in the province. This year's Senior Athlete of the Year checks all the boxes and really exemplifies what it means to be an athlete. Having the ability to take the skills and attributes you have and apply them to a new task or environment with a high degree of success. Sometimes that is in a sport that they have played all their life. Sometimes that is in a sport they have never played at all. Those same athletic attributes shine through. For some of the athletes that I've coached this year, they would know that I am a big proponent of motivational quotes or phrases. I think these are things that can help create the culture of a winning team, and I think they can help us refocus while facing adversity. It's one of the easiest replacements for the negative self-talk that becomes self-sabotage if left unchecked. We had several on our varsity hockey team this year, and they were reiterated before games. They were posted on the wall en route to a 23-1 season, and our school and Elgin Middlesex County's first ever boys OFSA championship. Buy-in, we not me, pressure is a privilege, lead from the front, to name a few. So we talk about personal growth from the perspective of an athlete or as a person, and I think this individual has displayed this over the course of his 4 years at St. Joe's in spades. We don't grow without challenge. Your normal routine is not challenging. As they say, comfort is a cage. We don't grow and develop when we live in our comfort zone. So we have to challenge ourselves and get uncomfortable sometimes. Maybe becoming a rookie again and playing a new sport. Maybe it's a new role in a sport we know and that we just maybe think doesn't fit our abilities the best, but perhaps it's best for the team. We, not me. He went from being unwilling to fully put himself out there, unwilling to put himself in a position in which he might fail, unwilling to maybe take a new challenge, to getting league-wide recognition as a conference all-star in his first year ever playing football. He sought out new challenges and the pressure that comes with being uncomfortable, doing something new. He took a risk. With failure being a potential outcome, he was rewarded for it. Pressure is a privilege. During the hockey season, he was asked to play a different role at times than the one he was accustomed to. Although it took some time to settle into different expectations that a different role has, when the season was on the line during our undefeated WASA and OFSA stretch, he led from the front and did exactly what he was asked to do. That's buy-in. This year's Senior Athlete of the Year, football player, hockey player, soccer player, leader, Charlie Shore.
All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Kevin Pava, and I am pleased to be up here today to present this year's Senior Female Athlete of the Year Award. I was going to do one of my usual speeches where I tell a bunch of great stories and then announce the winner at the end, and usually those are great. The problem is when I started going over which stories and nicknames and other funny things I was going to include in this speech, I realized how easy my recipient would be known anyways. With nicknames like the BBD, the Big Bagel Destroyer, or RC for Red Card, and stories that start by talking about how other teams' top players are going to get the Reese Coleman treatment, there wasn't much I could do to cover up this year's Female Senior Athlete of the Year winner, Reese Coleman. Like I said to Reese already this year after our soccer season, it makes sense that Reese would be so easily identifiable because she really is one of a kind. I started coaching Reese in her grade 10 year after her grade 9 soccer year was lost due to COVID. We hadn't had a soccer team in 2 years, had a bunch of new girls who had all played club soccer for a while now, and had some very tough cuts to make. This was the first year we decided to take APs, mostly since we knew we had players like Reese who needed to develop, but whatever Reese lacked in skill, she made up for in athleticism and sports IQ, which were at a very high level.
To be fair, her right foot did develop quite a bit to the point where Reese no longer knows whether she is left or right-footed. Reese went on to be the poster child for making a team as an AP in grade 9 or 10, doing everything you can, like never missing a practice, working hard, and despite being buried behind 2 great grade 12 players. Then, coming back the next year with the same amazing attitude and proceeding to never come off the field for 60 straight games and 2 back-to-back TV Raw, WASA, and OFSA runs. And when I mean never coming off the field, I honestly mean there were tournaments and entire WASAs and OFSAs where Reese Coleman played every single minute, which is unheard of. For the last 2 years, the only time Reese came off the field was either because we were either up big and I could rest her, or her and Coral Beecroft made eye contact and started laughing, so I had to pull her off the field to get her refocused. All joking aside, getting to play at tournaments like WASA and OFSA allows you the ability to occasionally do some pre-game scouting on your opponents. This dated back to last year when we tried this game plan that Reese Coleman would man mark the opponent's best player, basically erasing them from the game. This then led to saying that they were going to get the Reese Coleman treatment this year at OFSA. The biggest difference was that Reese isn't even playing organized soccer this year, and 3 of the 4 girls Reese man-marked this year are all going on Division I soccer scholarships next year, with the other being a grade 11. This just shows you the type of athleticism Reese has, and her ability to level the playing field for our team is something that we are really going to miss next year. This year, you also added a little more to your resume by blessing Mr. Fox, Mrs. Butler, Mrs. Collier with your hockey talents. Unfortunately, I never got to watch you play for St. Joe's, but I routinely hear on the soccer field sidelines how you play hockey exactly how you play soccer. So I know I missed a great show, but at least I have an idea of what I missed with your willingness to do whatever the team needs to win. I also know how happy your hockey coaches were to have you this year and the amazing leadership group you were part of there. I just hope for their sake you don't switch your handedness like your footedness mid-game. What an amazing season you have put together this year between your hockey and soccer campaigns. I have now labeled Reese as one of a kind, but I hope Reese can also be an inspiration for all you athletes out there who are routinely told how awesome of an athlete you are, but never want to step outside your comfort zone or the sport you know. Don't be afraid to take that chance on a new sport and find time for your sport at the high school level. We see it more and more every year in the senior grades, and we have success story after success story. And your 2024 Female Athlete of the Year is the latest one yet. Congratulations, Reese Coleman.
I have the privilege to present the Richard Crow Award. This annual award is presented to the male graduating student who is leaving for post-secondary purposes, who best exemplifies the attributes of leadership, dedication, in different school activities. This is my favorite part, especially football, during his senior years of high school. This year's recipient has worked his way up the ranks to be a dominant presence on the field. He's often the player that talks the most on the field, driving those of us around him crazy, including his coaches. But he made himself known to the University of Windsor scouts when they came to view an opposing player. And Noah took control and dominated the entire game with that player. This has taken Noah to new heights, new commitment, new opportunities, as he's taken his talents to the University of Windsor to play football for the Windsor Lancers. Congratulations to our Richard Crow winner, Noah Polnow. think I can get my arms around them. I'm going to call upon Mr. Fox to introduce what is our highest honor here at St. Joe's. He will present the award, and then I will present the male award winner, and he will present the female award winner.
Good morning. The Tommy White Award is given to the male and female graduate who best exemplify the characteristics of leadership, sportsmanship, skill, and positive attitude in his or her extracurricular activities over their entire high school career. The award is recognized by our staff as one of our most prestigious, as it's named after Tommy White. Tommy was a semi-pro ball player, manager, and local sports store owner in St. Thomas. He was approached by the Sisters of St. Joseph's in 1956 and asked if he could assist in setting up an athletics program at St. Joseph's High School. For the next 24 years, Tommy went on to coach basketball, football, volleyball, soccer, and golf, and he established the strong tradition of sports that St. Joseph's is known for to this very day. Our gymnasium still bears his name as he represents all that we hope our student athletes will become.
As stated, this is our highest honor in Co-Curricular Awards, the Tommy White Award. Mr. Fox presented that it's to a graduating student who demonstrates leadership, sportsmanship, skill, and positive attitude. Last year, this recipient won the Athlete of the Year award. This person has made an impact in every activity he participates in, whether it's playing both sides of the ball in football or handing out thunderous checks in hockey, sometimes maybe crossing a line a little bit, according to one referee, or even defending the back line in soccer. He competes at the highest level with great integrity, skill, and positivity. He is a leader in the entire building. He is the loudest voice in this room. This year's winner is unanimous from the voting committee. He's dedicated to his studies, he's dedicated to his teams, and to his friends. I'm so proud of this young man. I'm very much looking forward to his return next year. Our Tommy White Award winner, Kian Silva.
Our female Tommy White Award winner was a 4-year varsity hockey and soccer player. She immediately made an impact on both teams when she arrived on the scene in grade 9. Other staff and fans would ask, "Who is that kid?" "Yeah, the little one. She's really skilled." That little grade 9 became a key ingredient on each team that she played on. Coaches came to rely on her. Teammates wanted to play with her, and fans enjoyed watching her skill level in each and every game she played. Although she may not be much taller now, she's grown in so many ways and contributed so much to St. Joseph's athletics. And for this reason, our female Tommy White Award winner is Avery Dowson. Avery began as a talented but kind of shy player who showed up and played hard. Her skills developed quickly over her high school career, and her teammates and coaches began to rely on her more and more. Avery embraced this role, giving everything she had on the ice and on the soccer field, dazzling fans with her skill and speed, and outplaying her opponents on a regular basis. As I mentioned, Avery's never been the biggest player on the ice or the field, but she certainly plays like she is. I can recall Avery often going into the corner hard with an opposing player who could easily be a foot taller than her, probably 25 pounds heavier. And I was concerned, a little worried, but guess who always almost came out with the puck? Avery did. To call her scrappy would be an understatement. To say she is determined would not be enough. She simply plays the game with all her heart and always pushes herself to be better. This approach is contagious, and Avery's teammates follow her into those battles and learn from her that it's not about how big or even how skilled you are, but it's about how bad you want it and how hard you're willing to work for it. Avery led by example for most of her years in high school, but this year she was challenged even more to lead in other ways. As a captain of the varsity hockey team, she was asked to be a mentor to her new grade 9s, who are often not used to the speed and aggressive play that takes place in varsity high school hockey. She had to become more vocal and show her leadership capabilities in different ways, and she had to find ways to build team culture and create an atmosphere where everyone felt a part of the team, regardless of their role. Avery's soccer coaches said that she has been not only one of our team's top players, but also one of the top players in the entire girls' soccer loop for her whole career. Other coaches routinely asked about Avery and where she was playing, and they would have to tell them that Avery hasn't played organized club soccer since she was in grade 10, but she repeatedly dominated opponents all over Ontario in her grade 11 and 12 years. Avery was part of a grade 12 year with tons of talent at our school and led the team to back-to-back OFSA quarterfinals, TV Raw championships, WASA championship, and multiple finals. She was one of the big reasons St. Joseph's wanted to host OFSA in 2024, her senior year. She was once again named captain along with Sarah in grade 12, and was everything we could ask of her in a leader, leading by example and scoring multiple big goals at all levels, including goals to knock off undefeated Parkside in TV Raw playoffs this year, as well as 2 goals in the last 5 minutes to tie the WASA final at 2. Her commitment to the team and program will be felt long after she's gone. Because of Avery's skill, she's often the target of the other team's most defensive and often most aggressive players. Avery handles this pressure with poise and sportsmanship throughout. Like most elite athletes, Avery had to battle through injuries several times throughout her career. Unfortunately, concussion-like symptoms prevented her from playing in WASA hockey this year, which was a crushing blow for her and for her team. But she still hopped in her car, drove all the way to Wingham, just to make sure her teammates knew that she was still there to support them, which meant so much. That's what leaders do. Avery will be heading to Ontario Tech University next year to play for the OT Ridgebacks. I'm sure they'll be pleased with her skill level and her desire to win. I guarantee that she will challenge her teammates to be better. She will bring that never give up attitude to the Ridgebacks. It's been a pleasure to watch Avery grow into the confident young athlete she is today. She continues to show it what it means to be a St. Joe's student athlete each and every day. Avery, we're so proud of you and all your accomplishments, and we know that you will take the skills you developed as a Ram out into the world to do amazing things. Congratulations, Avery Dowson.
Some closing remarks. Special thanks must be given to the Tommy White Foundation, Corey Stewart and the Sampson family, and the Friends of St. Joseph's for their generous donations for these awards. Thank you must go to Mr. Pickering for the images and keeping us on track, hidden behind the door over here. A special shout out must go to Mr. Leeds for all the work he does in collecting points and involvement in the school. I would like to ask all major award winners, participation level winners, to stick around on the stage for some photo opportunities with family. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our co-curricular program for this year. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your commitment to St. Joe's. Thank you for your involvement. I would like to ask all students to stack chairs 5 high, we haven't done this for a long time, to assist in cleanup of the cafeteria. Thank you very much.